Abby here, and welcome back to my channel for Tech Tuesday, or welcome if you're new. Today I'm going to be comparing, as requested by many of you, the Garmin Venu 2S to the new Garmin Lily 2 Active. I'm going to let you guys know the major similarities, differences between both of these smartwatches, as well as which one I prefer overall. But before I get started, make sure to hit that subscribe button if you're not already subscribed, so you can stay tuned to all my new videos dropping weekly and so you can help the channel grow. So I have the Garmin Lily 2 Active here in the color Silver Purple Jasmine. It does have a silver background here, silver bezel casing, and purple jasmine colored band. And I have the Garmin Venu 2S here in the color White Rose Gold. You can see it has a white band casing and then gold bezel and accents here. And they both also come in some other color options as well, in case you know you're not a fan of the gold and the purple like I am. So the Garmin Venu 2S first came out in 2021. The Garmin Lily 2 Active here came out in 2024. Despite this one being older, still fantastic today in 2024. If you guys are looking to learn some more about these smartwatches, you want a more, deep dive, in-depth review, I've done full individual reviews on both of these smartwatches, which you can find coming up at the top right and also linked in the description below for you to check out when you're done watching this. So now I'm going to go into the major similarities between both of these smartwatches so you can get an idea of what they have in common. So both the Garmin Lily 2 Active and the Garmin Venu 3S have the exact same heart rate sensor. They have a Garmin Elevate 4 heart rate sensor. They both can track a variety of activities and workouts, such as GPS walks, runs, going on elliptical. They can both track your sleep, your steps, your calories burned, to track your SpO2, pulse ox, monitor your women's health data, and I've listed a bunch more things on screen for you. They honestly do have a lot more in common than they have differences, but the differences are pretty noticeable. So the first difference between these smartwatches is the price. Now the Garmin Lily 2 Active, being a brand new smartwatch just released a few weeks ago, is likely not going to go on sale anytime soon. But the price as of recording, which is the same price as launch, is $399.99 Canadian and $299.99 American. Now the Garmin Venu 2S, which has been out for longer, it's a couple years at this point, because of that, it does go on sale quite often. Now the original price at launch was $519.99 Canadian and $399.99 American. But once again, because it's been out for a while, it goes on sale constantly. Now, as of recording, the prices today are $369.99 Canadian and $279.99 American. So that's over $100 off from the original price here, which is fantastic. That's definitely a benefit of getting a smartwatch that is a bit older. They do go on sale a lot more often. So you can get a great quality smartwatch for a fraction of the original price. If you guys are interested in buying them, as always, you'll find purchase links in the description below. And if you guys are finding this video helpful so far, please go ahead and smash that like button for me. I'd really appreciate it. And now I'm gonna go ahead and try these on for you so you can see what they look like on me. All right guys, so this is what they look like on me. So I have them both on the same wrist here so you can get a real feel for kind of how they stack up between each other size-wise. Now both of these are very compact smartwatches. They're both lightweight, they're comfortable to wear. They both come with, silicone bands. I've had no skin irritation whatsoever to both of these as well. Now something you're gonna notice between the size is the actual sizes of the bands as well as the sizes of the watches. So the bands here, we have a 18mm band on the Venu, and we have a 14mm band on the Lily. So here we have a 1.1 inch display. Here we have, a 1 inch display by like 0 point something inches. I'll put them on screen for you. So there is definitely a difference here. The Venu 2S is not big by any means in my opinion, but beside the Lily, it definitely does look a bit larger. And I do have a 7-inch wrist. Now when it comes to the wrist sizes these smartwatches can fit, I've gone ahead and put them on screen for you so you can see if they'll work well for you. And all right guys, now I'm gonna go into the major spec differences between both of these smartwatches. So I've gone ahead and listed a bunch of differences on screen for you, such as the Garmin Lily 2 Active having HRV status, having the new nap detection, tracking dance activities, and the Garmin Venu 2S having music download and storage, barometric altimeter, tracking floors climbs, and much more. And now I'm gonna go more into depth into some of these differences. So another difference between both of these smartwatches would be the design. So when it comes to the design between both of these smartwatches, there's a size difference, as I mentioned previously, with the display, the watch size, the band size, all of that stuff. So on the Garmin Lily 2 Active here, we have a liquid crystal grayscale display. And on the Venu 2S here, we have a AMOLED color display. So there's major differences here in how the displays look and their performance as well. Indoors, I find them both pretty readable. This one does have an always on display mode, so you can change it to have your display on all the time. Whereas on the Lily, there's no option to do that. I will say when you turn on the always on display mode, it kills your battery life a lot faster on the Venu 2S, but it's an option here. Another difference would be how the displays look outdoors. The Lily 2 Active outdoors, I do find it a lot more reflective when you're in bright sunlight conditions. Now with both of them, you're gonna have to pump up that brightness a lot to make it readable outdoors, and they both have a significant amount of glare. The Venu is definitely easier to read in my opinion compared to the Lily when it comes to outdoor usage. Indoors, I find that they're both really readable in my opinion. They both also have 2 buttons at the sides, metal buttons. They both use Garmin's same charging cord mechanism there. You can see that kind of plug-in design. Works really well in my opinion. They both charge pretty quickly within about, I'd say like 2 hours or so. And they have the exact same heart rate sensor as you guys could see. So they're both also slightly elevated. The heart rate sensor is there. The display actually has a really pretty design there, as you can see from these lines kind of engraved. It's supposed to look like a traditional watch, you know, timepiece when the display's off, and then you tap it and you can see all your metrics, your time, all of that stuff. So another difference between both these smartwatches would be the responsiveness. Both of these are touchscreen smartwatches. They have very similar menu systems, similar operation as well when you open them up. Same with starting an activity, just one button press. So it's very similar the way that they work. They actually adopted kind of the newer menu system for the Lily 2 Active here. And I say newer, but that same menu system was around back in 2021 on the Venu 2S. It's my favorite menu system from Garmin so far. But a big difference I noticed is the responsiveness and kind of the smoothness of using the smartwatches. So when I'm using the Venu 2S, I find the touch performance way better. It's just super responsive. Anytime I click something, it just does exactly what I want it to. Super responsive. This one is not as responsive. Sometimes when I scroll up or down, it doesn't exactly click on what I want it to. It can be frustrating, you know, something that happens on a daily occurrence. I can't really time when it's happening, but you know, when I'm using the smartwatch and doing certain things, if I try to click on something, it might just click on something else. So if I'm trying to click on sleep, it might click on, you know, active minutes. It's just little things like that are a bit frustrating because it's not as responsive as the Venu. All right, guys, so another difference between both of these smartwatches is the watch faces. Venu definitely wins for me here because there's so many different watch faces available. It's been out since 2021. There are hundreds of watch faces that I can choose for the smartwatch that are free. You can make your own backgrounds even with any type of picture you want. Like if you want to put a picture of your dog or your cat on here, you can do that in the Garmin Connect IQ app and put them on here. I'll just show you guys a couple of watch faces here that I have. A huge difference here is on the Lily. There's only about, I believe there's 10 watch faces you can choose. And it's fixed at that. You can't edit the way they look. You can't change the colors, obviously. You can't make your own, so it's definitely more limiting what we have on the Lily. So another difference would be the activities. Now when it comes to these two watches, interestingly enough, they track almost the same exact activities, even the same amount of activities. I believe they differ maybe between like one activity or so. So they both track like your general walking, running, swimming, yoga, Pilates, elliptical, stuff like that. They only differ between a couple of exercises actually, such as the Venu 2S can track bouldering, it can track hiking, it can track indoor climbing, and the Lily 2 Active can track dance, fitness, as well as jump roping. So those are only kind of the areas where I see them differing in what they track. And when it comes to actually tracking the activities, as I told you guys, they have the exact same heart rate sensor, very similar internals. If you're going to basically do a run on both of them, you'll get very similar, if not the exact same results. Really it differs between 5% or less when it comes to things like your steps, your calories burned, estimated sweat loss, the same average heart rate, stuff like that is basically identical between them when you are doing a workout. So both of them do a really good job at activity tracking in my experience, and even going outside doing a GPS activity, they both perform amazingly. Garmin GPS, you guys already know, fantastic. But one main difference with the GPS actually is that the Venu 2S has a way longer GPS battery life performance. You can get up to 19 hours of GPS tracking outdoors when you're doing activities. If you're someone who like to do outdoor GPS activities daily, you like to do maybe an hour run a day, that hour run a day is going to impact your battery life a lot more on the Lily 2 Active than it will in the Venu 2S because of that battery life performance there when it comes to the GPS. So another difference between both of these smartwatches is the sensors. When it comes to the sensors between both of these smartwatches, a couple of differences here is that the Venu 2S has a barometric altimeter. It also has a gyroscope built in. Now, those can be really beneficial things. For example, having a gyroscope in there leads to more accurate step tracking, also more accurate rep tracking for someone who you like to lift weights. The gyroscope is going to be helpful for that. Now, if you're someone who you like to do a lot of outdoor activities like hiking, walks, runs, cycling, with the barometric altimeter there, you are able to track your altitude data. So you can get your elevation, you can see how high the hill you just tackled was, and you can also track hiking as well because we do have that sensor in there. Another thing that the Venu can track is your floors climbed. So you can track the flights of stairs you go up and down because of the barometric altimeter sensor that's in there as well. The Lily does not have that. You can track steps, but it's not as accurate, and I think it's because it's lacking that gyroscope sensor. Now, conversely, the Lily 2 Active does have HRV status built in, which is your heart rate variation. So that could be really helpful for those of you who like to see how your heart rate varies throughout the day, during sleep, and it takes into consideration other metrics like your breath rate, your steps, your SpO2, how you're sleeping, all of that stuff, and it gives you a value there on any variation in your heart rate. So I know a lot of people find that metric very helpful, and that's something that just isn't on the Venu. Another thing is that the Lily 2 Active does have Garmin's new nap detection built in there. So if you're someone who you do like to take naps during the day, that could be really beneficial for you. It will show how your naps do tie into your rest of your sleep data and kind of how it impacts you that way. It also has like sleep coach in there, so it kind of gives you more advice. Now, another difference between both of these is the battery life. Now, the Garmin Venu 2S has a quoted battery life up to 10 days as a smartwatch, while the Garmin Lily 2 Active has a quoted battery life up to 9 days as a smartwatch. With my usage doing things like GPS walks, runs, and more, I've gotten on average 7 to 8 days of battery life with the Venu 2S, and I've gotten on average 6 to 7 days of battery life with the Lily 2 Active. So both of them have really good battery lives in my opinion. I do get about an extra day or two out of the Venu 2S, and that's something that I definitely like. Longer battery life is better, but they are very similar, to be honest. I really have to charge them once a week and kind of just charge it and forget about it for a bit. And those are just my battery life results. You guys may get something higher or lower depending on your individual uses because we all use our smartwatches differently. All right, guys, so another difference between both of these would be music. The Lily 2 Active has the ability to control music on your smartphones. So if you're listening to, let's say your Spotify playlist, you can use the Lily 2 as a remote. You can pause, you could play, you could turn up and down the volume, you could skip. Now, the Venu 2S can do that, but it also has built-in music storage and downloadability. So you can download hundreds of songs, podcasts, whatever you kind of want to listen to on here. You can do that with Spotify, Amazon Music, Deezer. You can download your own MP3 files off your computer, and you can listen to them phone-free using Bluetooth headphones on the go. So you can go outside for a workout bringing nothing but your watch, pair of headphones, and you can listen to music and you can track like your outdoor activities without bringing your phone. So that's something I find really beneficial because I like to go work out outdoors, go on walks, for example. And a lot of the times if I'm wearing like a pair of legs that doesn't have pockets, it doesn't make it easy for me to bring my phone with me without carrying a little bag. So I like to just leave my phone at home, take my watch, headphones, go out for a workout, and come back. So I find it beneficial. I can't do that on the Lily. The Lily does have the GPS, which is great, but it's lacking the music storage, so I still have to bring my phone with me with this watch. Now, when it comes to me and which one I prefer, I would go with the Garmin Venu 2S. Now, the Venu 2S is a fantastic smartwatch. It's been one of my favorites since it's been released in 2021. Even now in 2024, I still think it's great. Now, some things that I think are great about it is that even though it came out in 2021, it has a lot of the same internals that we have in here even though this is an older smartwatch. You know, we have the same heart rate sensor, we have a pulse ox sensor, we have a bunch of things that are in this brand new smartwatch in this older one. And one of my favorite things is the music downloadability, because I love being able to listen to music on the go directly from my smartwatch, and I can leave my phone at home. Now that being said, I think both of these are great smartwatches. Really depends on what you're looking for out of your smartwatch and which one's best for you. If you're looking for something that could track your activities, your metrics, it looks great, it's lightweight, comfortable to wear, I don't think you can go wrong with either of these. Now, I've let you guys know my opinion here. Go ahead and let me know which one you would prefer down in the comments below. Now, if you guys are looking to pick up either of these smartwatches today, I've gone ahead and left some links down in the description for you to use. And if there's anything I missed today that you want to know, just go ahead and drop a comment below. I do read all the comments, so I'll definitely get back to you. And if you guys are wondering how the Lily 2 Active here compares to the Garmin Venu 3S, I've recently dropped that video, which you can find linked in the description below for you to check out. And that's all I have for today. Thanks for watching, and make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Bye.